it's Don. Welcome to Don't Worry, I'm Finite. Yosemite National Park in California just announced there will be no reservation system for timed entry in 2026. This is a big change for the park since 2020 when they instituted the reservation system. It's going to mean a lot of big changes for how you interact with the park and how you plan. So I'm going to talk about what the changes are, what it means for you, and give you some tips for how you can best enjoy the park with this new information. Let's talk about it. So during the pandemic, Yosemite saw a big uptick in visitors. They went up to 4 million, up to 5 million in the years following. The outdoors became very, very popular all of a sudden. Between Instagram and social media showing all of these beautiful places and people having more time either off work during the pandemic or working from home afterwards and being able to have a little more flexibility, people found these outdoor spaces and fell in love with them. Understandably, we have some incredible national parks in the US, but with that came a strain on the parks that they had never seen before. This is an idea that has been circulating in the national park sphere for a very long time, whether we should be starting timed entry systems or reservation systems. Is it a burden on people who aren't able to plan ahead that well? I think the system in place had its merits, but I do appreciate being able to show up to a national park and just go in if you have the time and without having to plan months ahead of time. That said, let's get into some of the tips that I can give you for a better experience in the national parks. So the changes to the reservation system only affect timed entry. They do not affect the campgrounds, which means all 13 campgrounds within Yosemite National Park are still reservation only from April to October. There are no more first come, first serve options unless you're out of season. So you have to plan ahead and you have to know the time frame windows. So check the National Park website for Yosemite and check recreation.gov. They will give you the information you need. For some, you have to book 5 months ahead of time. For some, you have to book 2 months ahead of time. For these options, you have to know which dates you want to go, because with the 5 month and 2 month ahead of time option, they'll give you a 1 month window, and you only get that once a month. So every 15th of the month, they will release 30 days, 5 months from now. So plan ahead for that. Make sure you're in Pacific Standard Time when you go to book and you know what time to be there, because even on the National Parks website, they say these sell out in minutes. So be prepared. People do plan that far out ahead of time. Now, the other options are your 2 week and 1 week ahead of time campgrounds. If you want to get to Camp 4 in the Valley, which is my favorite park, it's the climber camp and it's just right there amongst everything. That's a 1 week ahead of time and it's rolling. So that means if I wanted to book 1 week ahead of today, I have to be ready at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time this morning. And tomorrow, 7 a.m. for 1 week from tomorrow, and so on. The same with the 2 week options. They're pretty easy like that. Now, if you don't get your desired date, I will recommend you go back and try and just keep checking, because people will cancel their campsites and then they'll go back on the website. And not as many people will be checking because they think they missed their 1 week or 2 week window. So don't give up. I've found campsites day of, and I found campsites the day before. So just go on, be vigilant, check frequently. There are also campground options outside of the park. Some are free, a lot are very easy to get to. I'll talk about that in another video, but you do have options. Don't let not finding a campsite in the park stop you from visiting Yosemite. All right, now that we've talked about the reservation system, let's give you some tips so you can best enjoy Yosemite under this new system. The first tip, this tip goes for just about any touristy area, but go early. If you get up early, and I'm talking before sunrise, the earlier you go, the better. You will beat 99% of the people that are visiting the park and visiting that tourist area, because a lot of people think they're going to get up early, but they rarely actually achieve it. So if you can actually get yourself there ahead of time, ahead of the sun, you're going to have such a great time. You're going to have no trouble at the gate. You're going to have no trouble finding parking, and you're going to have these beautiful spots almost to yourself in some ways. As a photographer, I always wanted to get there early because the morning sun, the sunrise is incredible. Watching the light up the clouds above the valley and then fill the beautiful Yosemite Valley with light coming down El Cap and lighting up Half Dome in the distance. It's one of the most magical experiences you can have anywhere, but it's definitely the coolest place to see sunrise in the valley at Yosemite. You can also go up to Glacier Point. It's a great place to see it, but really anywhere you are, you're going to have a great time, and you're going to be in such lower crowds that it's just a special way to experience the park. Now, along with going early, if you can go on a weekday, that's even better. A lot of people do book week-long trips to Yosemite. Of course, you want to spend as much time there as possible and get the most out of your trip. But there are an even bigger number of people who come on the weekends from the Bay Area and around California, or people that can only come for a 2 or 3 day weekend. So if you're there on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're there early, you're really going to have the place to yourself, and you can really, really, truly enjoy it that way. So those 2 tips will help you here, and it will help you just about anywhere. But specifically in Yosemite, if you want to see those touristy sites, Yosemite Falls, you want to go up the Mist Trail, go on a weekday and go early. You're going to have them much more to yourself, and you're really going to enjoy them more. But you're also going to see people start to roll in. You're going to see those crowds start to come in at like 9 or 10 o'clock. It's going to be packed in there. But that's because they're the most popular places for good reason. Everybody knows about them. They're easy to access. So you're going to see the crowds come in. That's your time to get out of the valley. Go see the spots that are less well known. That's tip number 3. Go to the less popular spots in the park. There are incredible places in Yosemite that very few people know about. My favorite hikes are outside the valley. If you go up to Tuolumne Meadows, which is up Tioga Road, you're 45 minutes away from some of the most incredible places that you're going to see in the park. And the way it works, you hike from the side of this beautiful lake, and then you hike up to the edge of the valley on top of those gray granite features that you've been looking up at from the valley. So you're going to go hike out on top of those, and then you look back down the valley the other way. It's really special. You'll be able to see Half Dome, you'll be able to see El Cap, and you'll be able to see the whole meadow of the valley stretching out in front of you. And you'll have so many fewer people with you because so many fewer people go up there. So this is a big tip as well. Again, this works for kind of anywhere, but specifically in Yosemite, go to Tuolumne Meadows, go up to Glacier Point. You can hike to Sentinel Dome up in that area, hike Clouds Rest. You can hike to North Dome on the Tuolumne side off of Tioga Road, or you can just spend some time at the lakes up there. The views on the other side of the park are incredible, heading toward Mono Lake, heading east. There are so many things to see, and a lot more wildlife up there actually because it's less busy. So you might even see a bear. Hey, who knows? I've seen bears in the valley as well, but you never know where you're going to see them. So I would recommend you check out those places, whether or not it's a busy time. Go up there, you'll be surprised. It's not going to be as bad as you think. So those are my 3 tips to help you have a better time at Yosemite. Go early, before sunrise is best. Go on a weekday if you can. That will avoid a lot of the weekend crowds. And get out of the valley. Go to some of those other places that other people might not know about. You're going to have a great time there. Remember, you're in nature. Have a good time and just take a breath. It might get crowded, but it could be much worse. Remember to always leave no trace and do your best to conserve the trail. Leave it better than you found it. Pick up trash if you see it around. Now, the reservation system may come back in some other form. It's going to be going away this year in several other national parks as well. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I guess we will find out. Time will tell. I'm curious what you think about this, though. What are your thoughts? How did you feel about the timed entry reservation system? If you used it, how do you feel now that you won't have to make a reservation this year? Let me know what you think in the comments. Share this video and check out the article where I'll be posting all this information and links as well on my Substack. So thank you for watching and subscribing. Go out there, have fun in Yosemite, and I'll see you in the next video.